us. I asked to have this book available to me because I want to go back over that gospel reading just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Or maybe you didn't miss anything. If anyone comes to me without hating his father and mother, wife and children, brothers and sisters, and even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. Whoever does not carry his own cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. And in the same way, any one of you who does not renounce all his possessions cannot be my disciple. That's a little frightening, to say the least. Now, the word hate by Luke is different in Matthew's gospel. In Matthew's gospel, he says, if you're not going to follow me and put family and possessions behind, you are not worthy to follow me. You are not worthy to be my disciples. So it's a little softer. But let's go back to hate for a moment. As we know, Jesus was raised in the Jewish tradition. He taught in temples, he sat and read scripture, he shared thoughts back and forth with the elders. He knew what hate meant. In the Jewish tradition, hate does not mean disdain, to look down on someone, to really despise them. Hate means priority. And Jesus knew that. And he was trying to deliver a message that says, God must come first. That doesn't mean that family isn't important. It doesn't mean that some of the other things that we do in life aren't important. They are all important. But he needs to be the top priority. Because without our following him and understanding his teachings, we fall short for what we do with our families. Think about it. Families that raise children in love, those children, when they grow up and have their own families, pass that love on to their families. Children that are born in abusive homes pass that on to their children. That chain isn't broken until somebody does so with love. And that's Jesus. That's the message that he is trying to deliver to us. We need to have love in our lives in order to be a good mom, a good dad, a good brother, a good sister, a good whatever. We need to go to him first to gain the knowledge that he is willing to share and has shared with us. You remember at the Last Supper, he said to his apostles, I am your teacher and master. That's what you call me, and that's what I am. But if I am teacher and master, and I am doing these things for you, you too must do those things. You must pass that on. You must have your strength come from me, because I am the one and true God. And so we need to understand that's what he's saying. He's not saying that we should hate our families. By all means, we should love our families and love one another. That's his message. That's why he died for us. He also talks about carrying our cross. Now, crosses comes in different shapes and sizes. It may be bickering that we have to overcome. It may be anger in our hearts that we need to have forgiven. It may be a disability that we need to overcome and we don't know how to do that. And because of that, we back away from the world, because we don't want them to see our disability. And Jesus is saying to us, don't hide. Don't stick your head in the ground. Be open about your disability, and maybe what you can do is help someone else that has a similar disability be able to handle it, because you are strong enough and have God in your life that you are able to handle that on and hand it on to someone else. As an example, I don't know if you've seen the commercials on television with young children in a hospital. Some of them missing limbs, some of them missing hands, some of them having brain problems. And yet they smile, they look to overcome, because that's what they were born with, and they don't know any different. It's us that teach them the differences. There's a young man who is in high school who has no arms. Comes from a mother who had no arms. She raised her child to know that he can be whatever he wants to be, and there are no limitations. This young man is on his high school football team, and he's their kicker. No arms. Think about the inspiration that he has given to his team, to the coaches, to anyone that he comes in touch with. He is saying, don't tell me I can't. Let me show you how I can. That's the inspiration that we need to be giving to people that are suffering from a disability and think that the world doesn't want to accept them. We need to help them to overcome that so that they can be productive people in the world and they can help others that are sharing that same disability. That's what Jesus is telling us. He's also talking about possessions. Now, truly, we can easily become attached to our possessions, whatever they happen to be. Money, cars, homes, whatever. Jesus is saying there isn't anything wrong with those things if they're used for the right reasons. Reach out to those that need the help. Don't turn away when it's your turn, and it's always your turn, to reach out to others that need your assistance. It's tough to be a disciple of Jesus. There's no question about that. But think of the rewards. Jesus Christ wants to be the chief in our lives, the head person in our lives, the person that we go to every day, even just for a few moments to recoup, to recharge through those batteries that we have within us that need recharging. So go to him. Understand what he's saying when he says, my priority is for me to be at the number one, so that you can take everything that I have taught you and learned from me that you can pass on. Yes, I said that before, and it's worth repeating. Years and years and years ago, when I was about yay high, and that was just a few years ago, at least it seems that way, there was a catechism called the Baltimore Catechism, and that's what I learned from. And many people may have been familiar with it. It was a memorization kind of thing. You had a question and an answer, a question and an answer, a question and an answer. The two first questions in my life in that Baltimore Catechism still stick with me today. They're simple questions. The first question is, who made you? The answer is, God made me. The second question is, why did God make you? God made me to know him, to love him, and to serve him in this world so that I can be with him in the next. Isn't it worth giving to others what Jesus has given to us to be able to share that with him for all eternity?
Please rise. It is our joy to profess our faith.